Brandon here, and time for more SexxxPerTease. Today's question is, I'm no longer in love with my ex, but why can I not move on? Now, it does take a long time to get to the point where you're actually ready to fully say, like, you no longer are in love with the person you were once in love with and envisioned a future with. Like, that is a big step in itself, just to, like, be proud of yourself that you finally got to that point, because a lot of people still are hung up on a relationship that it's dead, it's gone, there's no hope, like there's literally no point for you to still be hung up on this person. But people struggle, and it is a difficult process in actually learning to move on with their lives. But to be no longer in love with them, but it's still hard to move on and get into dating. I mean, dating isn't easy. Dating is difficult. It's really hard to actually like put yourself back out there, like get on dating apps, go on a date, or even let your friends set you up, go on like speed dating, like to even just try the process. Like, it is not easy. You have to start all those conversations that awkward, like, hi, how are you? What are you up to? Blah, blah, blah. What do you do for work? Where are you from? Where do you live? Blah, blah, blah. Like, some people, that can be agonizing, especially when you do it over and over and over again until you finally find someone that's even worth like meeting up with at the first time. And then even when that happens, it's like, yeah, you're gonna have a bad date, you don't see this person again, and then you got your hopes up, and then it's just disappointment. But that is life. That is the process of dating. That is the end all be all. Like, it's not gonna be ever easier, where unless you want like a mail order bride or something, where it's like you don't care about this person's personality, likes, history, you literally just want a partner, you don't care anything about them. Like, and that is definitely not something to ever aspire to. That's definitely like the epitome of like desperation. And it's like you don't even value that person as a human. You literally just like, you wanted a partner, so you went and bought one. Like, that is not really how most people want to live their lives, and not how you should aspire to live your life. But when you are no longer in love with your ex, but you're finding it difficult to move on, I think the reality is just that you probably are scared that you're not going to find someone that you care about as much as you cared about them. And it's just going to be like that fear that you're not going to find something better. And it's like, you have to not live in that mentality. You have to actually believe that you are still have a long life to live. You still have many loves that you could potentially have in your life. Like, your journey is not over. Like, you weren't only designed for a soulmate where it's going to be only one person you're compatible with. Like, there are many people, there are billions of people on this planet. You can find more than one person that you were compatible with, but the relationship may not be the same as it was with your ex, but it's not supposed to be. This is a new person. You have new histories, you have new backgrounds and understandings. Like, they are not your ex, and you cannot think of them as your ex or blame them for what your ex did. Like, this is a new person, a fresh start, a fresh slate. You are the same person, but this new person is not that person. So I think a lot of people get fearful that you're just not going to find anyone better. You're not going to have that connection. You're not going to have the chemistry. You're not going to have that happiness, joy, euphoria, passion, spark that you have with your ex. And that is not true. So the only person preventing you feeling like you could potentially have that feeling, joy, love, and caring with someone is you. It's like a mental block that you are just scared to love again, or be hurt again, or fail again. And you cannot be afraid to love if you want to love. Like, you are putting up walls and boundaries, and that is going to prevent you from actually being able to feel or be in that relationship. You're always going to be like on guard or cautious, and that is how people lead to sabotage and ruining the relationship, because it's like you're not fully investing yourself in this person, because you're putting up these walls and barriers to prevent yourself from getting hurt, or scared of what happened in the past is going to happen again. And it's like, you can't prevent anything when it comes to relationships or love. You just have to dive in, go for it, love this person, be open to this person, and be in the relationship. So if you're having difficulty feeling like you can move on even though you are no longer in love with your ex, it's mostly just a mental block and fear that life isn't going to get better, especially for your love life. But that is not true. Like, you have so much life to live. There's so many other people out here. You just have to be open to the possibilities and not have expectations of what you felt before with someone else to be this new person. Like, this is a new person, new relationship, fresh start. You just have to be open to it, willing to dive into it, and willing to give your all to this new relationship, because you will love again. You will have passion. You will have sparks. You will have joy. You will have euphoria if you allow yourself to do it. Do not be hung up on one person that you no longer love. That is the past. That is an old storyline. This is a new day, a new chapter, a new beginning. So you have to be open to that possibility that, yes, it is possible to love again, regardless of what you felt with your ex. That chapter is closed. This is a new chapter. So be open and willing to love again, because you will. You just have to allow yourself to dive into the relationship and not put up walls and barriers out of fear of what will go wrong, because it's love. Nothing's going to be perfect. You can't predict or control everything. You just have to go with the flow. And if the flow is not going where you want it to go, on to the next one. That is just the only way that life works, and the only way that you can really enjoy living and loving and being out there as a person trying to date and look for love. It's scary, but that is life. But it's just hard to move on because you're scared of what may or may not happen. But the only way to go about it is to just be open, go for it, and not let fear prevent you from loving again. So thanks for joining me for this episode of Sex for Tea.